Hello guys, it's Richie here at the Auto Lab Pro Shop here in Matawan, New Jersey. So what I'm going to be doing today is we're going to be doing an intake manifold on a 272 engine. This engine happens to be in a 2009 Mercedes R350. All right, I'm just going to show you something over here. Okay, so that's the car. It's a W251 in Mercedes lingo. That's an R350. The code you might be experiencing is code P2004. That's going to set a check engine light. It's probably going to tell you short circuit to ground or short circuit to sensor. Basically, you're going to need an intake manifold. Okay. It might even tell you short circuit to sensor tumble flap or something regarding a tumble flap on the intake manifold. Okay, so basically when that happens, you're going to definitely need an intake manifold. So again, what we did is to expose the engine, took off our panels. This is the air intake box. You see your filters in there. All right, your air intake nozzles, the paneling for the motor. Comes off pretty simple. Not a big deal at all. All right. Now, what I like to do first is once I get to this point, right? Intake manifold is here underneath the ECU. What I like to do first is disconnect my ECU. How to do that with one hand. There we go. All right. Okay. ECU is disconnected. All right. Move that out of your way. Now, you can even see the intake manifold a little better. So just to kind of give you a short and simple, because I'm going to do this now and then I'm going to pick up after it's done. So basically what I'm going to do now is I'm going to remove my harness out of the way. All right. I'm going to clear the top of this intake manifold. So what's up here? My harness. I'm going to move these little brackets out of my way. Then I'm going to, as far as the harness goes, listen, at the back of the harness, when you follow this, and you go towards the back of both sides of the engine, you see these brackets? That's the bracket you used in order to lift the engine out if you need to take it out. But basically what's under here is there's two electrical connectors on both sides. So you're going to use your Torx, remove these brackets, and then you'll be able to see the other two connectors there on both sides in the back. See that other one? All right, there's two connectors there. Then you're going to move your harness out of the way. All right. Then you're going to remove your mass airflow sensor. And then you got your throttle. But the throttle we're going to get to later, because what I'm going to do is once we get all the bolts that hold in your intake manifold out, then we move your intake manifold, we'll pull it up a little bit. It's easier to get to the throttle. So I'm going to show you that in a little bit. Stay tuned. Okay. All right. So I'll move my harness out of the way, as you can see. All right. Moved all my harness out of the way. I took off my max airflow sensor, and I'm gonna take the throttle off once I move it. Right now, what I'm gonna do is I'm about to clean the area where my fuel rail is. Here at the bottom where the fuel injectors are, I'm gonna clean that up, and then I'm gonna gently pry up this fuel rail and remove the fuel rail. Once that's done, right back here, there's a little piece of the harness that's underneath the rail. Once you move the rail out of the way, you can move that harness. And then there's another connector back there I spoke about. And then you got your, let me see here, we got 1, 2, 3, 4 bolts on each side. So you got 8 bolts all together holding on that intake manifold. All right. And then just you got to remember this more than anything. You will need a Torx set. This is a nice set. That's a Torx set. This is a Mac from Mac Tools Torx set. It works for me perfectly on a lot of my German cars, BMW and Mercedes. I use a Torx set every day. So invest in a good torque set. All right. So yeah, parts you're gonna need are a manifold, obviously, to do this job, which there's our manifold, Pierberg, which is OE, okay, original equipment manufacturer, and then 2 gaskets, 2 manifold gaskets that go on each side. All right, and that's it. Once you take those bolts out, you move your fuel rail out of the way, and then you remove your intake manifold. And then you're gonna have a couple of vacuum lines that you need to reattach. That's here in the front. Just put them back in their respective areas. Install your new gaskets, and install everything in reverse. And be careful when you're moving your fuel rail. Pry gently and evenly on each side. Clean your seals. Reinstall the rail on the new intake manifold, and that's gonna do it. That's pretty much it. After that, install in reverse and keep turning wrenches. This is Richie here with AutoLab Pro, Benz and Beamer shop here in Matawan, New Jersey. Getting it done. Thanks. Stay tuned. Share, like, and subscribe. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next video.